WEC lightweight champ Ben Henderson here at ULTMMA.com. Talk about when's the last time you fought in AZ?
Last time I fought, I've only ever fought one time in AZ before. It was for the Evo MMA show. I want to say November or October of 08 or so. Somewhere
October 08, yeah.
Somewhere thereabouts.
Yeah. Talk about how different of a fighter you are compared to then to now.
I would like to think I'm a vastly different fighter, Definitely have improved my stand-up game. We're working out a lot. But even my wrestling has gone up a notch. My MMA wrestling, even my singlet wrestling has gone up a notch. My jiu-jitsu, I definitely improved in that area as well. All around, everywhere, I think I've gotten better. That's what you need to do that as a fighter. Talk
about your fight week routine. Usually you're on the road for your fight week. How has it changed that you're fighting in your backyard this week?
Actually, not much to change. Our camp decided it was best to keep things as normal. So I'm still in the hotel, still doing acting as if it's just another, business trip is what we call it. Just another business trip. Going out, doing what we have to do, make weight. Get down there, rehydrate, go fight, beat them up, get my hand raised. It so happens there are some perks to fighting in your hometown, so we're at my gym for the open weigh-ins, for the open workout. We need to go somewhere to eat. We're going to ask around, where's a good place to eat? You have to be healthy, you have to be the right thing, blah, blah. We're in my hometown, so I know exactly where I want to go eat at and everything. And I have my entire support group. Jason Beck, the Beck family, Jane Hensley, John Crouch, the Crouch family, all my main training partners. Great guys. The guys who helped me on my entire career: Chris Grismacher, Victor Meza, Yadi Meza, Efrain Escudera, Kelly Oser, Stephen Town, Jamie Schmidt. There's a bunch of guys. All my coaches: Andy Russell, my Muay Thai coach; George Garcia, my boxing coach; the John Crouch, I already previously mentioned, the world-renowned John Crouch, John Crouch Jiu-Jitsu guys. Hit him up on JCBJJ. Follow him on Twitter at JCBJJ. What else? Follow my gym, the MMA Lab. I run behind the scenes. Travis Jeffries, Ronaldo Moreno, all these guys. It takes a village to train a fighter, to raise a fighter. Without that support group, without all these guys behind me, I wouldn't be where I'm at now.
Watching tape of Anthony Pettis over the last couple months, what's the biggest thing you've learned about him? Watching him, studying him, looking over his tape. What's the biggest thing you learned about Anthony Pettis?
He's just a tough kid, good fighter. He brings a lot to the table. The biggest thing about him, I think, is that he actually gets better every fight. He's one of those fighters who actually gets. He's still pretty young, but he gets better every fight. Some fighters look the same from one fight to the next fight to the next fight. They're pretty much the same. They might have gotten better, like their jab is better or something like that. But Anthony Pettis, I think, gets better every fight. You gotta take your hats off to him for that. And he's unpredictable. You don't know what he's going to bring to the table. A flying knee from 10 feet away, or a spinning back fist capoeira upside down kill vision kick or something like that. So he brings that to the table as well, just being unpredictable. Three of
his 4 wins in the WC have been by triangle choke. What makes that such a good weapon for him? You think of him as a striker, but then you look at his record, then 6 of his wins have been by submission.
Yeah, well, he's well-rounded. Yeah, I give him that. He is known as a striker, but a lot of his finishes have come through submission because he is well-rounded. He brings a lot to the table. You can't, he's known as a striker, but you can't sleep on his submission skills.
If you win this fight, your first fight in the UFC would be for a title. Not many people go right into the UFC and get a title shot. To think about something like that, it's kind of overwhelming.
No, not really. It's just the next step in the career, obviously, like I said previously, hopefully in your career, every step you take, the next step, the next fight is a bigger fight, a bigger step, more challenges, more pressure, more fans watching you, more media paying attention, more interviews, more this, more that. That's what you want. That's what you want in your career. So I don't feel any overwhelming pressure or anything like that.
Break down the Edgar Maynard fight real quick. How do you see that going? How do you see that coming up? It's at the end of the month.
It'll be a good fight. It's hard to say anything to not pick Frankie Edgar because he's proven so many guys wrong already. Everyone thought he was going to lose to BJ the first time. They thought he was going to get killed. I picked BJ by homicide in the rematch. He's been proving guys wrong. I think that's just says a lot about Frankie, and it says like, hey man, you can't doubt him. That being said, Gray's tough as heck. He already has a win over him. I think I might have to pick Gray, but it's just a tough fight.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a very exciting, tough fight.
Yeah, you and Frankie's career have kind of been kind of similar. That he's always he's kind of the underdog. You were the underdog versus Varner, underdog versus first time against Cerrone. So
hey, Crouchy, I'm sorry. Man.
Oh,
Can we get the heater turned on and stuff? Can we get the heater turned on and stuff? Get it started right now.
Okay,
thanks, Crouchy.
That's the Crouchy Jiu-Jitsu?
Yes, John Crouchy Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay. What was his Twitter again?
At JCBJJ.
Okay. A big part of your training is who you are as a person is your faith in God. Not that really doesn't get asked a lot about in your interviews or about MMA fighters in general. That is faith. How big has that played a part into the athlete you've become?
It plays a huge part, man. That's a very, very big part of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Me as a fighter, me as a person. It allows me to, realize that there's a lot more to life than fighting. If I lose a fight and I'm not a world champion anymore, okay,
yeah,
cool. Sucks, but I'll live. The sun will rise tomorrow, the moon will set, everything will go as normal. It's not that not the end of the world, and God still loves me, so it's okay.
Where did that strong faith background come from? Was that a family thing, or that was just how you were raised, or how was that?
A little bit how I was raised. Yeah.
Lastly, any sponsors you have to thank that helped you out getting ready for this fight?
My gym, for sure, the MMA Lab here in Glendale, Arizona. Mad support to everybody behind the scenes here at the lab. Like I said, it takes a village. It takes a lot of people to help me out do what I do. I'm not the only one in that cage. I take a lot of people with me into the cage who help me out. Of course, gotta get that right there. And then all the other companies who help me out, not quite my official sponsors, but I get Kick's getting a little bit of love. Everlast, thank you guys. Not my official sponsor, but people who help me out, support me since earlier in my career too.
Yeah.
I gotta thank those guys, even though they're not like my official sponsors and whatnot. And all my other official sponsors, I don't know who they quite are just quite yet, but thank you guys.
Awesome. All right, thank you, Ben.
Yep.